Hi everyone, Carol Ortenberg, editor of NOSH here at Expo West in Anaheim, California. And I'm joined by Brigette Wolf, who's the head of SnackFutures Innovation. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, great to be here.
So tell me, what is SnackFutures? It sounds very mystical, like you're forecasting the future of snacks. What does this group do?
Yeah. So SnackFutures is part of Mondelēz International, and last year we put a strong stake in the ground to be the leader of snacking. And as a leader of snacking, we need to break the barriers in all things possible. So we created SnackFutures, which is really about seeing the possibilities in all snacking and to disrupt the industry. And so it's an independent innovation and venture hub that has those three tenets of growth of invent, reinvent, and venture all under one roof so that we can actually pull from entrepreneurs, we can develop new brands and businesses, and we can go where we haven't gone before in the world of snacking.
And why is it important to have each of those three pillars? Because they each solve a different pain point or achieve a different goal for the company.
Yeah, well, it's really designed to be as consumer-centric as we can be. And so for us as the innovation team, where we're looking to create those new experiences and solve new problems, it's really about where can consumers be? What are those new needs that we can solve? And on the venture side, it's who's doing this great already and how can we participate and help them grow and have them become part of our system. So we're building as part of this whole SnackFutures enterprise an ecosystem internally and externally with all sorts of different partners from scientists and culinary, nutrition, doctors, and then our manufacturers and partners in development. So it's a really broad ecosystem to have a very specific focus of the world of snacking.
And so thinking about those first two pillars, invent and reinvent,
Yep.
How do you decide when a brand can be reinvented and when you just need to start from scratch and invent something?
Yeah, well, we look for where the potential and where consumers are seeing their needs and what basically, as any leader, we're going to listen and we're going to learn first. So if we feel that we have an asset that we can leverage that isn't being utilized to the extent that it can and we can unleash it to that, we're going to go after in that way. Right now, we're looking at inventing and creating all these new brands in areas of the well-being, which is why we're here at Natural Expo West, and seeing what can we do in the world of vegetables, what can we do towards planetary health, what can we do in functional. So all those are types of examples where we're really trying to innovate and create new experiences. And right now, Mondelez doesn't have the brands for that, so that's why we get to create them.
When you guys are listening to consumers, you're not just doing typical focus groups, kind of two-way mirror situation.
No, this is where it's so much fun for SnackFutures, is we get to fundamentally shift everything that we do and how we think. And I'll give you an example, what we call transactional learning. This is where, in the past, we would have gone mass to all consumers and we would have gone kind of broad testing. What we're doing now is being hyper-focused on consumers who are really engaged in the need that they have. And then we're testing with them, and it's kind of hard to even call it testing because we're engaging with them in their natural habitat. So when they go to the yoga studio or when they're at a cafe or out in the streets on their commute to work, when they're actually in the area of need for that snack, we're engaging and asking them.
Now, I don't know if you've been walking the show floor, but the snack space, it's just a little bit crowded. There's quite a few snack brands launching. Yeah. So by narrowing in on these hyper-focused consumer groups, are you kind of trying to build products that appeal to different segments or go wide and make something that, will apply to everyone?
Yeah, we are being very deliberate and choiceful in everything we do, and we're picking specific needs for consumers and then really working to serve them, to understand their lives, their hearts and their heads, and what's going on. And those different tribes we're going to address one by one, and then they can amplify and spread it out to the world.
Sometimes we hear leveraged against big food, that these companies can be slow to move and maybe aren't as progressive. It sounds like you guys are kind of operating a bit at warp speed compared to other food companies.
Yeah, it's really fun, not just to talk the talk, but to walk it and do it and run. And we have gotten permission all the way from our CEO to go and do this and experiment and learn, and we'll have certain things that are brilliant and other things where we'll fail.
We talked about two out of the three pillars, but you guys made an announcement around that third pillar, invest. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I'm glowing because today is just an epic day for
It's a
SnackFutures.
birthday.
It's a birthday, and it's really accumulation of all those pillars coming together of the invent and the venture. To let you know, we met Kara, who's the founder of Uplift Food, who we put the minority investment in today. We met her almost a year ago, somewhat serendipitously through an accelerator. And she was spot on in saying, how do we push the boundaries of gut health and connecting it to mood and doing things differently? And we saw an opportunity and an investment, frankly, in her as well as a founder with so many of the startups like those here today of really what could we do and help her develop her brand and her business. And then it culminated actually as we transferred over to venture to actually a formal minority investment in her.
Are you thinking about Uplift as the product, or it sounds like it's also possibly a functional ingredient for you as well?
So right now, this will be her brand and her business to run. And I think for us, it's the way to how can we help her make snacks out of gut health possible. So she has her initial probiotic supplement, prebiotic actually, supplement that she is selling right now. And as she works to build into more of those gut health snacks, we're going to help her.
Well, I'm looking forward to what you two achieve together, and connecting back next year at Expo West. I'm sure you'll have even more news and snacks to share with us.
Can't wait for it and all of our brands to come. Thank you.
Thanks.